Hey, what's going on, people? So, just elevating my leg. Much better. Thanks for your concern, people. Pardon me for being a little on the rough side this morning. I was able to drive this morning. I'm going to be fine. I can tell. The swelling is way down, and the deal is, Saturday night, I did some jumping around, but I'll do things in the spur of the moment as I feel it. And so one of the jumps was very high, but I came down really hard to make a point. But I just came down real hard on my right leg and just jammed up the knee. So it's like I don't think about these things. If I was performing on a regular basis, I'd probably be more conscientious and stretch, before playing, because anything can happen. And so consequently, I played Sunday night in pain with RAF. You can't tell in the video at all. I was so excited to be playing with the guys. I want to mention the passing of record collector Supreme Joe Bussard, the guy with all the 78s. Rest in peace. I think his collection is something of a treasure. At least to my way of thinking, it's an international treasure. And far beyond any monetary value, it's the value of those actual artifacts, the records themselves, having been preserved and so lovingly archived. I watched a video where he was playing what he considers one of the best sides ever, the Blind Lemon Johnson. And, I have to agree, it's very haunting, and it's just like, whoa, it's very powerful. It really is. It also showed me why, again, why I personally am not drawn to that. I'm not into the darkness, but it's real, it's very powerful, and it's very strong. It's one of the first things like that to ever be recorded. I understand. I do. Along with that, I got the first message in a long time, someone asking me if I'm selling my records. No! I'm not selling these records. As I find things that no longer fit, that happens in where I'm at these days, I use them for trade. I'm not selling my collection. I'll say again, I'm very happy that I took care of getting my will drawn up when Kareem was in town. Hey Kareem, hey Stephanie. And everything I own physically goes to my next of kin, which is my nephews, Kareem and Sean, and then they do with it from there. I'll be, and my whole attitude is I'm gone. They do what they want. If they want to cash it in, cash it in. But I'm not here to sell nothing. I'm not. The only record I played yesterday, which has a lot to do with me just looking at the news of the world, besides the hurricane, but just the ongoing political madness worldwide, from Iran to the shit in Russia, to the blowing up of the pipes between Russia and Germany, to this utter red-white madness, and how the ultra-right are just seemingly utterly evil. And I am not left. Let me point that out. This whole left-right narrative is distorted, and I want no part of it. I just observe it, and then I have to speak out against the madness. So this album came up, and I just grabbed it and put it on. What's Going On, Marvin Gaye. I mean, this is a beautiful, amazing album. It is one of the best albums in vision and in music, all being seamlessly combined. This is probably one of the finest albums ever made, and it's sad how Nothing has gotten better for the general world since this album was made. A lot of people have gotten rich. A lot of people have been able to personally enrich themselves. But all the time that that's happening, they're leaving everyone else behind. And it's just really, really sad, that that's the world we live in. And it's just going to keep going that way. It's not going to get any better. This is a landmark album. And yeah, I played it front to back. It's amazing. It's fantastic in all ways. Didn't play the Milton Nascimento. I'd been elevating my leg, laying on the floor with my leg up. So I watched a little bit of videos yesterday. It was interesting that the band Magazine finally got their promo videos online. They're not very good. But I always wondered all these years, why don't I see any promo videos for the band Magazine from England? I love that band. And the ones that they posted finally, Feed the Enemy and a couple of others, they're terrible videos. And Howard Devoto just comes off as a completely pretentious twat. And I love his writing. But I couldn't get past that. It's like, good Lord, man, come on. Just observations. So while I'm here, and I'm babbling about what's important to me, I want to share a couple of things that I wrote yesterday because I don't hear or see enough people paying attention to the values that were being lost. So here's one thing I wrote. I feel the need to call attention to the massive backslide in behavior we are in the middle of. Adults carrying on with behaviors no decent parent would tolerate while raising their children. In particular in the political realm where everything is, I'm going to just say we see it. The Republicans are particularly being childish, nasty, and smear tactics and insulting people and pushing false narratives and lies. This is so inadult. I finish it by saying the dumbing down of America worked too well. And I recall this in the 70s as I noticed the switch in teaching from teaching to preparing for testing. And the underlying message is we don't need you all to think, we just need you to function. And critical, objective thinking was thrown out the window, and all those important courses that help to enrich the brain and stimulate inner growth, kicked to the curb. All enthralled to the almighty dollar, allowing corruption to erase basic decency from daily life, and that is where we are today, from my perspective. I also said on my page, any remaining Republicans in my personal circle have some explaining to do as to why you're still there. And if the first thing that the person says is something in anger, or if they say something where they try to insult, again, it just illustrates what I'm talking about. These people are wrong. This is wrong. This is not the way to grow. This is an indication that we're at the end of empire, that America is just falling apart. Period. And then I say we can do better. We really need to. And then the thing that started it was I had made a comment about the fact that someone that openly praised Mussolini in Italy was voted in to power. I made a little comment. I had a conversation with an Italian friend. I don't even really know him. But we were doing fine until another person I know who is not really a friend butted in, and I knew he was going to start an argument by the comment. It was like, why did you do that? So I left it, and sure enough, within 20 minutes there was even these other Italian people I don't even know who are just screaming in Italian, you know. So I deleted that, and then I wrote, why aren't you all smart enough to realize there is no reason for any of us to be arguing? And I mean that. It's like, what is the deal? We're squabbling amongst ourselves over scraps, while the people with all the money and power just keep partying and saying, fuck the rest of you all. We give no fucks about you. There's no reason for people, different races, ages, colored tones, whatever, cultures. There's no reason for us to be fighting. And then this food shortage, international food shortage. I do know, even though I can't prove it from where I'm sitting, but I do know there actually is enough food, and a lot of it is just sitting. Because the main thing they want to do with it is to make money. This isn't the time to stay focused on the money. This is time to save our asses. And we're not doing it. And regarding the catastrophic weather, well, climate change, it's just a matter of time before, like, Florida is underwater. That's not me doom casting. That's me looking realistically at things, which seems to be very hard for a lot of people. I guess it was time for me to rant a little bit, wasn't it? Okay, if you made it this far, I'm just sending love to everyone. We need each other, and we need to work together to save our asses, and we're not doing it. And I'm just saying, come on, people, let's go.